We continue to follow the breaking news that former President Trump and the Trump Organization has been ordered to pay $354 million in the civil fraud case. Now, there's also additional judgments that have been made against his co-defendants. The judge also banned the former president from conducting business in the state of New York over the next 3 years. CBS News campaign reporter and attorney Katrina Kaufman has been with me here in Studio 57 as we pour through all of this. Katrina, looking through all of this, looking at the tremendous judgment against the organization, looking at their inability to be able to initiate loans from any businesses that are headquartered or based here in New York over the next 3 years. What does the future of the Trump Organization look like if this judgment is allowed to stand?
I'm sure that Trump himself is wondering that right now. I think one thing I'd like to touch on is the issue of the potential dissolution of the company. So back in September, when Judge Engoron first decided that Trump was liable for fraud, he also had an order to dissolve a lot of his New York empire, which then got put on pause. In this opinion, he ends up saying that the independent monitor that he's putting in place to oversee the Trump Organization is going to end up making a decision about this. So this is still potentially on the horizon for Donald Trump, and that would have massive consequences for him and for his business.
Yes, and, you know, we understand that he has been attacking and speaking out against Judge Engoron. He's also been speaking out against New York's Attorney General, Letitia James, calling them politically motivated. I understand that the Attorney General has released a statement now.
She has. She says that Donald Trump is finally facing accountability for his lying, cheating, and staggering fraud, because no matter how big, rich, or powerful you think you are, no one is above the law. And I was also very struck by a line from Judge Engoron's ruling as well that's in line with that. He says, the frauds found here leap off the page and shock the conscience.
Shock the conscience. All right, but we're also hearing replies from the former president. He posted on social media just moments ago. He said, a crooked New York State judge working with a totally corrupt attorney general who ran on the basis of I will get Trump before knowing anything about me or my company has just fined me $355 million based on nothing other than having built a great company. Election interference, witch hunt, more to follow. So as he looks forward to an appeal, which he has already pledged that he is going to do, how much does that argument, because that was so much of what we heard in court, that this was politically motivated, that this is a witch hunt, how likely is that to form the basis of this appeal?
I mean, I think that he will absolutely try to claim bias, which is something he accused not just Judge Engoron of, but also his clerk, Allison Greenfield, as well. And earlier, you and Ricky were talking about the gag order, which, you know, could potentially be lifted now as well, now that this ruling has been released. So I do think that the potential for bias is absolutely a plausible appeal for him.
Is there anything else that you think is going to be the foundation for this appeal?
That's a great question.
I mean, one of the arguments we heard was that everybody does this and that there were no victims.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I'm sure during the trial, he talked to a great extent about the state of his financial statements, about how the lenders were actually completely happy with these loans and with the terms. So I'm sure that we're really going to hear a rehashing of a lot of the arguments that we first heard in this trial. But to the appeals court, which they always thought was going to be more sympathetic to them, from day one, they've said that they were planning to appeal and that they thought they would win on an appeal. They knew they were going to lose in Judge Engoron's court.
And they have, in fact, lost there, and now it goes on to an appeal. Katrina Kaufman, thank you.
If it makes you feel any better, I have already put evac on alert. He's ready to go if it comes to that.
General, I can assure you.
Hey, General, let me into the war room to see you, so I had to hack my way onto this frequency.
This better be critical, Willie.
Sir, come on, what is it not, please? Okay, couple of things. I'm running low on the dough. I was thinking about taking a couple of months sick leave, maybe starting today. And, oh yeah. I intercepted a transmission from Megatron.
Then send it through.
Yes, sir, right away, sir. And so I was so damn weird, good on me, let us know.
This is your last warning, insects. Relinquish what remains of the Allspark.
So who's the insect? You? What? Who's the insect?
Protect you. They were defeated on our world and we will defeat them here.
This was just a diversion. Security, please bring him up. Ravage, he's already inside. Deeds! Give me an update on that reserve. Boss readiness. What was his name? What was it?
Evac, sir.
Right, evac.
She's right in front.
We are facing a heavy sustained attack. They appear to be after the All-Spark. General! General! Immediately, General. Evacuate. Hold on. National security advisory. Stay down. Check it out. Failed their mission celebration. The amateurs for suicide mission.